Internet, good morning. This is Daybreak748 coming back at you guys with yet again another action figure review. Today we are going to be taking a look at the variable action heroes Monkey D. Luffy, and this is the past blue version. Now, first thing I gotta do is clear up a mistake that I made in a past video. When I was doing the haul video, I said that this past blue version was pretty much a re-release of the original, but with different color scheme, and to some extent that is the case, but for the most part it's very different. Originally, I was thinking in my head that this original Luffy, his jacket was buttoned up, but clearly it's not, so obviously it's a very different, unique figure. So that's the reasoning behind it, so forgive me for that. But now it's time to take the original Luffy out of the picture and focus in on the past blue version of Luffy. So standard Luffy figure that we will talk about very soon. I'm going to move him out of the way. First, I want to showcase the box because this is something new on my channel, and I tend to do that from time to time if it is a newer figure that I'm not used to collecting or showcasing on the actual channel. I'll show it to you guys, and then after a while I'll stop because you've seen it enough times. So here we go. You have on this side Monkey D. Luffy with a nice little picture of him there. On the back you have many different poses you can get him in. On this side, another awesome picture of Luffy. And that's pretty much it for the packaging. When it comes to the accessories, here they are. So the first accessory that I would like to showcase is this hat. Now, there's two different hats that come with this particular Luffy figure. It's this one right here. If you take a look at the underside of this hat, you can clearly see there's a hole, a peg hole right here. And that's because this is used when you want to put the actual hat on his head without the hat actually falling off. The hairpiece right here is all nicely sculpted, nicely painted, and you see that the peg is right here. You line it up, you peg it into place, and you will have a perfectly fitted hat on Luffy's head. It won't move, it won't budge, so that's the nice thing about that. So super cool that they gave us that. Up next, let's showcase some of the faces you get with this Luffy figure. So you get this angry face, you get this smiling face. He's super excited that he's going to be eating some delicious food. And speaking of food, in this particular this particular packaging, they've decided to throw in a large chunk of meat for Luffy to chow down on, and that really is pretty freaking epic. I love the fact that they've incorporated this because Luffy is crazy when it comes to fiending over food. So love the fact that they've incorporated this, and the paint job on this is just spectacular. So there you go. Alright, continuing on, we get some interchangeable hands. We get some nice open palm hands right there. And you get a set of gripping hands for the awesome meat that he loves to eat. And lastly, you get this cutout, and it's supposed to be like a animation effect piece. You get a little stand for it. It says something in Japanese. I'm not really sure what it says, but yeah, that is also included. So with that said, the last accessory that you get with this Luffy figure is this hat right here, and it's the one where the strap is just hanging over so you can kind of have it resting on his back, and I think that's a pretty cool feature. And the original Luffy, I'm pretty sure, had the same effect, and at that point in time, I thought it was pretty awesome as well. So that's that. So now let's take a look at the actual figure. So we have Luffy here, and he looks fantastic. When it comes to the clothes, I guess, it looks great. I love the folds and wrinkles all throughout. I love the paint job, the shading where it's all kind of bunched up. I love the shading in the pants, and this white effect piece looks pretty darn epic. There's shading all throughout the pants as well. Even the body itself has a lot of shading. On these corners right here, or on the elbows, there's shading. On the shoulders, there's shading. On the legs, the ankles, the feet, they all have some nice shading to them. So that's pretty epic. When it comes to the face, that is Luffy right there. And yeah, Variables Action Heroes has really nailed it with this particular figure. Even the straw hat on the back looks pretty darn amazing. So with that said, articulation, head can look up that far, and he probably can look a little bit further out, maybe not, but the what's it called? The hat does hinder the articulation just a bit, but when it comes to looking down, no problems. He can look side to side, his arms can go out that far, bicep swivels right there. Mine's a little stiff. He has the double jointed elbows, so you're gonna get lots of articulation right there. The fists or the hands can fully rotate and they can pivot, so very, very nice there. When it comes to the upper diaphragm joint, there's one right here. It is quite stiff because of how the shirt is I guess made, but it's not going to hinder the articulation too much. He does have a butterfly joint right here, and it's like the SH Figure Arts line. This piece you can kind of maneuver whichever way you like to cover up that actual joint. So that's pretty cool. Waist swivel is built in right underneath the shirt. The legs can fold, or he can kick out pretty much that far. Only issue is this piece right here is going to hinder his ability to kick that much forward. Now I know you can push it a little bit more, but I don't want to be ripping this rubbery material that they used for the crotch piece, so I'm not going to. Now when it comes to the knees, double jointed knees, doesn't look too bad. The feet can go all the way down, can go all the way up, and it has a little bit of rocking, so that's pretty cool. The thigh swivel is actually built in here as well as up here, so you're gonna get all the articulation that you possibly want with this particular figure. So all in all, what do I think about this particular release of Luffy? I think this is a pretty epic figure, and I am really, really digging it. Variables Action Heroes, yes, sometimes they make silly mistakes with quality control issues and whatnot, but for the most part, I am super impressed with what they've been pumping out as of late. This Luffy figure is a must get if you guys are a One Piece fan. If you guys missed out on the original, this one will pretty much be the one you want to get your hands on. Why? Well, it's because it's easy to find these days, and the original Luffy figure did have some QC issues. For me personally, I haven't had any issues with mine, but I know some people have had issues. Now, one thing to note that's a little different when it comes to articulation is the following. The original Luffy figure had toe joints, but this one does not. Now, will it play that much of a difference? The answer is no. I think you will get this Luffy figure in most of the poses you want him to get or be in, but it would have been nice if we had that toe joint as well. Now, with that said, articulation, great. The amount of accessories you get with this guy, great. Paint job, great. Sculpt, great. I would have to give this a 9 out of 10. No figure is perfect. So yeah, 9 out of 10 is a pretty darn good score for this particular figure, and I would highly, highly recommend it for any One Piece / Luffy fan. And with that said, guys, this is Daybreak 748, and I'm signing out. Peace out, guys.